Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. We have discussed the three steps of light reaction, that is absorption of light and photoexcitation of chlorophyll A molecules. Number second is the photolysis of water, and third, that is electron transport chain. During this electron transport chain, at certain places ATP gets synthesized from ADP and inorganic phosphate. This synthesis of ATP from inorganic phosphate and ADP in the presence of sunlight, which takes place in the chloroplast of the plant cells, that is called as photophosphorylation. And we can see the formation of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of light is called photophosphorylation, and this photophosphorylation was reported by Ernon et al. In 1954. And this photophosphorylation, it has two types, that is non-cyclic photophosphorylation and cyclic photophosphorylation. And if we can say photophosphorylation may be non-cyclic or it may be cyclic. First we will take up the non-cyclic this photophosphorylation. As we have seen in the electron transport, non-cyclic electron transport and cyclic transport also takes place. But we are here discussing non-cyclic and cyclic photophosphorylation. We will take first non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In this type of photophosphorylation, that is ATP formation, both pigment system second and first are involved. Both pigment system first and second are involved. That here it is pigment system second, that is P680, and here this is pigment system first, that is P700. Both the pigment systems are involved. As we have seen, electron transport from here passes through a number of electron transporters, and then from cytochrome F it passes through this plastocide into pigment system first, and from pigment system first it once again transports to primary acceptor, that is ferredoxin reducing substance, then to ferredoxin, and ultimately it produces an electron, and with the help of the proton produced due to photolysis of water, it reduces NADP into NADPH or NADPH2 with the help of enzyme NADP reductase. Now we will see how this takes place. The electron released from pigment system second do not return to pigment system second again, and is called non-cyclic electron transport. The most important difference from cyclic photophosphorylation is the utilization of water molecules, which supplies electrons to the oxidized P680 to make it a reduced state. As the energy rich electrons pass through the electron transport system, at every step it releases energy. Generally, this energy is equal to the difference between the energy levels of the donor and the acceptor. That is, for example, if energy is transferred from primary acceptor, that is pheophytin, to plastoquinone, its energy level is equal to the difference between the energy of the donor, that is pheophytin, to the energy of the acceptor, that is plastoquinone. At steps of transport where the energy released is not sufficient to bind inorganic phosphate with the ADP, it is wasted in the form of heat. And the ATP synthesis takes place only at those steps where released energy is sufficient to bind ADP with inorganic phosphate. That means energy is released at every step, but at most of the steps energy released is not sufficient to bind inorganic phosphate to the ADP, and that energy is wasted in the form of heat. But only at specific steps the energy released is sufficient to bind ADP to inorganic phosphate and convert it into ATP. In a non-cyclic electron transport, during the passage of excited electrons through transport chain, the ATP synthesis occurs between cytochrome B6, that is this, to cytochrome F. And the flow of electrons in unidirection, the electron donated by pigment system. Second, after passing through plastoquinone, cytochrome B6, cytochrome F, plastocyanin and pigment system first reaches pyridoxine, which in turn donates to reduce NADP. Need a reduced NADPH. The reduced NADPH utilized for the reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate level. The electron does not complete the cycle and hence is known as non-cyclic. Water molecule is used as a source of electron. And water molecule is used as a source of electron here in this process. Water molecule is used as a source of electron in this system. In this process, thus we can say two molecules of ATP are formed between two molecules per two NADP molecules per two molecules of NADP reduced, or one molecule of oxygen evolved. And we can say two ATP molecules are produced per two molecules of NADP reduced, or one molecule of oxygen evolved. Thus we can say in photosynthesis 6 oxygen molecules are produced, evolved, and 12 NADP molecules are reduced. Thus we can say 12 ATP molecules are also produced during this non-cyclic electron transport during photosynthesis. This is non-cyclic electron transport. Now let us discuss cyclic electron transport. In cyclic electron transport, the electron expelled by an excited chlorophyll, that is P6700, is reduced to oxidized chlorophyll after passing through the series of electron carriers. In cyclic photophosphorylation is carried out by pigment system first, that is P700 only. Pigment system second is not involved here. The initial energy is cyclic. In cyclic process is provided by absorber light quanta. Why water is not oxidized and hence oxygen is not evolved during this process. During cyclic photophosphorylation, P700 absorbs light quanta and becomes excited. The electron liberated by P700 is accepted by an electron acceptor, that is FRS, and a ferrodoxy reducing substance. FRS donates electrons to ferrodoxin to plastoquinone to cytochrome B6, cytochrome B6 to cytochrome F. The cytochrome F lastly places the electron back to P700 through plastocyanin. This is the diagrammatic representation of cycle.